Vera got a joyous sense of relief. She rarely ventured into Newcastle except for work, and this was a nightmare. Christmas shopping, hordes of fraught people with a kind of mad panic in their eyes, like the rabbits when her father Hector had gone lamping for meat. Hector had died years ago, and Vera had no other family to buy for. Christmas Day she'd go to her hippie neighbours for dinner, and they'd all get drunk as skunks, but Jack and Joanna wouldn't expect presents, except perhaps a decent bottle of whiskey, and neither would she. Then Holly, one of her team, had devised this scheme. Secret Santa, names in a hat, and pull out the name of the person who'd receive your gift. Vera had been hoping for Charlie. A bottle of whiskey would have suited him fine too. Vera had picked Holly from the hat, though. Holly wore perfume and makeup and smart clothes, even to work. What could Vera possibly choose for her? So here she was in Fenwick's department store, sweating because she was still in her outdoor clothes, surrounded by smart and shiny people, just wanting to do a runner, when her phone rang. Joe Ashworth on the other end. If he'd been there, she would have kissed him. "What have you got for me, Joe?" her voice sang. A sales assistant in a white tunic who was plastering foundation onto a middle-aged woman perched in a chair like you'd see at the dentist's was staring at her. "Murder," he said, and her heart lifted again before the guilt set in, and she told herself that the victim would be someone's relative and friend. They hadn't died for her entertainment. A stabbing on the metro. Bit of a scuffle got out of hand. That seemed odd. It was the sort of thing you might get late at night, but not in the early afternoon. No, she knew him well enough to sense that this wasn't going to be straightforward. And that pleased her too. She liked a bit of complication, a challenge. "It's an elderly lady. I was first on the scene. The CSIs are on their way. Give Holly a shout too." Vera was more careful these days to include Holly, who could strop for England if she felt she was missing out. She paused for breath, already pushing her way through the crowds to get to the exit, feeling in her coat pocket for her keys, and dig Charlie from his hole. "Who found the body?" "Jessie," Joe Ashworth replied. "My daughter, Jessie."